What's up, everybody? It's Ringside Report MMA. Tonight on the show, we're previewing UFC Vegas 38. It is Santos versus Walker. We're talking about Jon Jones, more details from his arrest over the weekend in Las Vegas. And Conor McGregor gets the keys to the city. Let's go.
Let's go!
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. What's up, AJ?
Damn, that was nice. That was cool, man. Whoever's doing the graphics, I must tip my hat to them. That was awesome, man. The Ringside Report Octagon. Cool shit, dude.
We salute you.
We're moving on up, man. We're moving on up. We're almost at Rogan status.
Ugh.
Poor Joe, man. He's taking a beating this week, eh?
If only we could be a political influencer like Joe Rogan, you know? That'd be great.
Man, oh man. But you know what kills me, man? The guy, like, I was listening to a lot of like shows in the last week and some of them today, and I can't believe how many backstabbers there are to Joe. I cannot believe. I'm like shocked. I'm like, Joe Rogan, man, is like the greatest thing the UFC ever. And if people can agree with me, disagree, but most people agree.
The greatest
when you look
thing
at Rogan, man,
to the UFC ever? I mean, I think there have been some greater things that happen to the UFC than Joe Rogan. I mean, I like Joe Rogan just as much as the next guy, but the greatest thing to happen to the UFC ever, like,
it's like
what about George St. Pierre or Conor
Mayweather?
McGregor?
No, for sure. I'm not talking about the fighters. I'm talking like on the entertainment value. When you look at like Rogan, man, this guy, man, has
Daniel Cormier
doing,
Michael
Daniel
Bisping
Cormier now. Yeah, but they're not Rogan, man. Let's be honest. Like, I love Cormier, I love Bisping, but you know,
Dominic
when you don't
Cruz.
have Dana White,
Dominic Cruz is pretty good.
Yeah, but he's not Joe Rogan. Come on, let's be honest. Like, Rogan is something like entertaining, man. This guy has done so much for the game, and the guy can kick ass too, you know. And that's why this week I was like pissed. I was listening to some shows. I'm like, you know what? You're a bunch of backstabbers, man. A bunch of fucking whiners and this and that. When Rogan's been there from the beginning. Like, what people forget is that, yeah, Rogan is probably, yeah, he's the #1 podcaster in the world, the richest podcaster in the world. I mean, the guy's making $300 million a year in Spotify, but he deserves every penny, man. This guy busted his ass.
Can I just ask?
Like Dave Simon.
Can I just ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Yeah, but can I just say one thing?
You're defending Joe Rogan for what reason right now? Like, what's the attack on Joe Rogan? I don't understand why you're defending Joe Rogan for what? What happened?
I'm surprised you have. Well, look, I'm sure
just general Rogan stuff.
Like,
general Rogan
like
talk.
A lot of guys, a few commentators that came out in like the sports scene, like saying, "Oh, Rogan's got to go. Rogan doesn't have like what it takes to be there anymore. He's not serious. You know, he does like 10 minutes of work and he gets paid a shitload of money. He does this and that. You know,
who's saying
this guy was better than
Who's
Rogan."
saying this other than you right now?
Dude, look, listen, there's so many, man. I've been listening to so much shit this week, and it got me so mad. And what gets me mad is that they're upset at Rogan bringing out like certain things about like the vaccine and that kind of stuff and his take on it.
Right.
You know, so a lot of people got political with him, and I guess like certain political opinions started attacking Joe and that he shouldn't be part of the UFC anymore. Blah 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 blah.
For political reasons, for other reasons than his UFC commentary skills.
But they want to attack his reasoning, you know, on the UFC. And hear me out on this. This guy, I was trying to finish, is that he busted his ass from the beginning. When you look at Joe Rogan in the early days of the UFC, he wasn't being paid 1 cent, man. He used to go to every show and do whatever it took to like talk about the UFC. And he used to get free tickets. Like, that was his thing, was like free tickets and that kind of stuff just to attend the show. Where the hell did they go, man?
I don't know. We're fixing things, I think. I don't know.
Oh, that's cool. But hear me out. So here's Joe busting his ass, and then he brought himself to being like one of the most exciting commentators, and then becoming like the #1 podcaster in the world. And people are like, "Oh, Dana White's got to get rid of this guy, this and that bullshit." Let me explain one thing. And I heard this, and it makes sense. You don't have to be a genius to figure out. He's the #1 podcaster in the world. Has more people listening to the show than anybody in this world.
What's your point?
And you know what? He talks more
point?
about the UFC than anybody. So you know what? Everybody's busting his ass. But the difference with Rogan is the guy has value. He has value at levels none of these jabronis that are talking shit about him have. And yeah, he makes a lot of money. But like I said, he earned it. He made his way. He made his bones, man. And you know what? If you think you could, you know what? Let Joe Rogan give you a spinning back kick to the abdomen, and that's the end of that. I don't know. That's it. This week I was a bit upset. I was like, you know what? I was not getting defended, and it's really, it just sucks.
Yeah, I gotta say personally, I like Joe Rogan. I've liked the Joe Rogan podcast for a while, but over the past, since he's moved to Texas, I've noticed a change in the type of guests that he has on, the way that he talks to them. Very much during the pandemic, Rogan, and a little bit before that, but it's kind of ramped up since he moved to Texas and left California. I don't know what it is, but there's a change in the Joe Rogan show that I don't really like, and I'm less of a fan of Joe Rogan now than I have ever been, than I was, say 3-4 years ago. I feel like he's going in more political directions that I don't really need to hear. Like when Joe Rogan is doing stuff with MMA fighters and he's talking to them about fighting and stuff like that, it's all good. But when he starts to have political discussions and stuff like that, it doesn't always work for me. And some of the things that he says and the kind of line of questioning that he always goes down, he's got a clear agenda. And it's not the same agenda that I have, and it's a little tiresome. It's a little boring, and I'm not really interested in that. I feel like Joe Rogan is less fun than it's ever been. I feel like he used to have comedians and fighters on, and now he has, alt-right podcasters and shit, and it's a little bit like,
Not really.
I'm
man.
not really
like,
into it. No, you don't listen to Joe Rogan, AJ. You're not.
I do.
You're not watching these shows. I'm telling you. I am a guy. I'm a regular listener / viewer. I downloaded Spotify just for Joe Rogan, but man, he has a lot of these boring ass people on his show, and it's not as good as it used to be. Like he doesn't have Joey Diaz on the show. He's not having a ton of comedians on the show. He's not having a ton of MMA fighters on the show. Once in a while he will, but overall it's a lot of these academic types and academics of a certain slant, and it's kind of like, all right, man, I get it. I get what you're doing, but I'm not interested in that. I'm not tuning into a Joe Rogan thinks about politics. I don't give a shit about what Joe Rogan thinks about politics. I don't care.
Yeah, but
it's irrelevant.
But the thing is that he's become such a powerful voice that he can he'll have a say for every kind of demographic or kind of listening culture. And to be honest, you're talking about MMA guys. I remember I listened to it again, was the Ricks and Gracie interview, and I'm telling you, man, that was it was awesome. I listened to that interview now 3 times. This is my 3rd time last week again, just hearing it again and listening to the feedback from Ricks and Gracie and whatnot. But that's the thing with Joe, man. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe he's going towards a different way of podcasting. But that's the thing with him, man. He keeps evolving, And regardless, his numbers go up, and whatever. But the bottom line is that whatever Joe says, whatever he says, he talks about the UFC, and there's
not always
no one. Not always, but it's going to come up at some point or another.
You're right. The Hicks and Gracie interview was good, and I listened to it, and it was very interesting, and I like to hear Hicks and Gracie talk, and Joe Rogan will sit there for 3 hours and ask some good questions to Hicks and Gracie. Once in a while, he kind of deviates his Joe Rogan-isms and Joe Rogan-type questions, and that's less interesting, but for the most part, it's pretty good. I enjoy when he's talking to UFC fighters, to Chad Mendez and stuff, when they go off and start talking about hunting for an hour of the 3-hour conversation, I'm less interested because I'm not a hunter. I'm not a hunter. I'm not an American Republican. I'm not interested in that shit. So, it's just there's less stuff that I'm interested in when I scroll through the feed of Joe Rogan. There's all sorts of people that I've never heard of. I could scroll through the feed right now and tell you, since the Hickson Gracie interview, here are the names that he's had on the show. I don't know who these people are. Miss Pat and Jordan Cooper. These are comedians. Andrew Schultz, who's a comedian.
Andrew Schultz is amazing.
I don't know
he's
who
amazing.
he is.
Flagrant too, man. This guy has probably
Lex
he's
Friedman.
one of the podcasts that I listen to the most.
Who's Lex Friedman? He's like a podcaster, a scientist and researcher guy. He wears a suit all the time.
Andrew
I've seen
Schultz,
him.
man.
I don't know what his deal is. Zuby. I don't know what Zuby is. Neil Blomkamp is a film director. Megan Murphy, a freelance writer and journalist. I wonder what that's about. I think she's the feminist that has a lot of controversial views about trans rights. Eleanor Kerrigan is a comedian. I guess he is having comedians, just nobody that I am familiar with. Dr. Rhonda Patrick, a PhD in biomedical science. Who do you have recently? C.K. Chin, an Austin, Texas-based restaurateur. Some biologists. I don't know. I'm just not interested, man. I try to listen to Joe Rogan. It was a podcast that I would go to pretty often, and I go to the feed now, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna go to Chris Jericho. Jericho. He's got like Ruby Soho on his show. Much more interesting. He had Adam Cole, baby, on his show last week. Much more interesting than anybody Joe Rogan has on. You got Adam Cole. I mean, Joe Rogan doesn't have Adam Cole. Do I want to hear, some biologist from some university with some theories on whatever that I don't give a shit about? Or do I want to hear Adam Cole and why he left WWE and went to AEW? It's pretty simple to me.
Listen, but that's the thing. He opens up to like a market that other people enjoy listening, like his podcast. So he's got everybody, man. He's got everybody. But like you mentioned a good name that I listen to a lot. Andrew Schultz, man. This guy is awesome. So if you have an opportunity, Dave, listen to this guy's show. Really, really good, man. I love it.
Maybe not.
And the only reason why I found out about Andrew Schultz is through like Rogan, and I'm like, you know what? Let me check out this guy's podcast. Amazing, man. He's so funny. This guy's awesome. But look, regardless of all, what it comes down to is there's no reason for these jabronis all this week.
All right.
No names mentioned because I really want to mention them. And the thing is this.
Mention their names. I don't give a shit. Let's go.
Listen, I'm just going to say this. There's no reason to pick on Joe when he's done so much for the UFC for the last decades. Joe had hair when he started. Joe had pecs when he started. And I'll tell you something. I met Joe personally. I met him at a comedy club here in Montreal.
Right. But here's the thing, AJ.
He's one of the best comedians
He's telling
I've ever
people
heard, man.
not to get vaccinated. He's telling people to take the horse, whatever, dewormer
Horse
thing.
sperm.
Yeah, he's telling people to do some things that are maybe not advisable to the everyday person. He's maybe giving people some irresponsible advice at this critical juncture in humanity. And that's why people are mad at him, because he's saying some kind of, out there things, as he usually does. But I wonder why the fuck we're taking Joe Rogan seriously. He's the guy that 5 years ago thought Bigfoot was walking around. Thought there was fucking aliens spying on him. Like, come on, man. Joe Rogan is the Bigfoot guy. Why the fuck are we taking Joe Rogan seriously? Because he has a big audience? Who gives a shit? Stop taking Joe Rogan seriously. The guy's jacked up on whatever. Of course he took the horse tranquilizer or whatever the fuck he took. The guy's taking all sorts of shit. Look at him. Look at him. You don't see a human being that red and jacked. He's like older than you and he's super jacked. What the fuck's going on? Come on, man. What's going on? Doesn't make sense. Don't listen to Joe Rogan. What the hell's Joe Rogan going to tell you? Joe Rogan's going to give you some bad fucking advice. Joe Rogan's off his rocker. I love Joe Rogan, but goddamn, man, even Joe Rogan will tell you he's an idiot. You shouldn't listen to him. That's what he says. And people still listen to him. They're like, oh. And I don't understand why people attack Joe Rogan. They attack Joe Rogan, and he'll tell you, I'm a dummy. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And then he'll give you his theories on whatever the fuck. And it's like, Joe Rogan, you silly bastard. And that should be the reaction that people have. Joe Rogan, you silly bastard. What the fuck are you talking about? And then you just move on. And then you move on. But some people are like, oh, man, Joe Rogan, we got to stop this guy. He's irresponsible because he's got all these these listeners. And I'm like, yeah, I'm one of the listeners. I don't take him seriously. This is not a man to be taken seriously. Like, if I'm not listening to Joe Rogan for fucking medical advice, I'm listening to him because he knows how to throw a hell of a spinning back kick. God damn it. He's a UFC commentator. He's not some fucking genius. Just because he interviews PhDs and shit doesn't mean he's some fucking medical advice specialist that you should be fucking taken seriously. Add to that, any fucking person that is on TV or media claiming to be a doctor that gives you advice, don't take them seriously either because they're bullshit. If they were really good at their job, they wouldn't go on fucking TV. They'd be doing...
Who are you, slamming Dr. Ho?
Slamming... Yes, Dr. Ho. Him, he's a fucking... Yeah, okay. Dr. Ho.
I'm telling you, that shit works, man. Listen, I just saw some comments coming in, David, as they're saying, it's like, enough of Joe Rogan. But just last thing on Joe, and I know you guys are going to get upset, but his interview with George St. Pierre was awesome because he was the only guy that was able to get George talking about aliens. And we said that shit a long time ago, but that's
all
it.
Right. Okay.
We're ending it there.
Well,
Joe
I want to
Rogan.
give a shout out to Angelo. He's with me on the boom, like last night with Adam Cole, baby. AJ doesn't know what we're talking about. And Headstrom Bacon says Rogan used to support critical thinking. Now he's just being critical of common sense, and I agree. I agree. I'm done with it, AJ. I don't know why you brought him up. I don't know why we're talking about Joe Rogan, AJ. Another AJ goddamn vortex that we fell into. Fucking AJ.
Listen, man, I'm just
Where's
giving
Fred?
you the
Happy birthday, Fred!
Hey,
Happy
Freddie!
birthday to Fred!
Show the
Where's
picture of
Fred? He's not there.
Look how quiet he is. Look at Freddie.
I thought we had like a Fred birthday image. Didn't we have like a Fred happy
did. I
birthday
sent it
Fred?
to you.
I saw it. No,
Where is
there's
it?
something else.
Put it up.
I don't know what you're talking
No,
about. Why
no,
is your
no.
face so close to the camera? Why do you
Because
do that?
I'm trying to look in.
It's so
I can't
weird
see. I
when
don't
you
have
do
my
that.
glasses
Get
on.
back.
I wear glasses, by the way.
Yeah.
I can't see without the glasses, so I got to come in. Where's the picture I sent you of Freddie, man?
Show
Anyways,
the graphic.
It's Freddie's birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, Freddie. We love you, Freddie. Yeah. There you go. Hey, you know whose birthday it is on Sunday, AJ.
Dave Simon.
All right. So let's talk about UFC
What are we
things.
going to do for your birthday, man?
What do you mean, we?
We should do something since you came out of the bag. You were out in the East End. I mean, South Shore, whatever. We should do something, man. Me, you, and Freddie, man. Our birthdays.
On
do
Sunday,
something.
on my birthday?
We'll
You
get
want me- you
Angelo
wanna
to
do
come
something?
and drive us or something. Why not, man?
I'm not interested in doing anything for my birthday.
All right, let's talk MMA. Angelo wants to talk MMA. Let's do it. Do it, Dave.
Do it. Thiago
Let's do
Santos versus Johnny Walker on Saturday. That's pretty good.
Oof,
We'll
that's
get.
going to be sick.
Well, you want to get to that right now, or we talk about Jon Jones? Your choice, AJ.
Let's
I'll
talk
let
Jon
you.
Jones, man.
I'll let you do it.
Let's do Jon Jones because, no. Do the Jon Jones, Dave. I mean, that's important news. I mean, it doesn't get any crazier than that. And people can say whatever they want. I used to make fun of the picograms, this and that, hitting, pregnant women in a car, stealing their fucking wallets, all that kind of shit. What the hell is going on with Jon Jones? And if you read the police report on it, some of the statements that came out from the wife and his kids as well. I mean, what the hell is this guy doing, man? Taking off to some strip joint, like a madman, and coming back totally smashed, obviously. And you know what? Remember way back when there was an accusation on him about grabbing some stripper in a bar, and we were like, a lot of people were like, I don't know if it's true. I think it's just just trying to extort money off of Jones. Now I'm starting to believe it. I mean, this guy is out of control. He's out of control, man. He's a disaster outside of the UFC.
Yeah. So there's
Shooting homeless people.
There's a story there where Jon Jones was in Vegas last, I guess it was Friday night, and the arrest happened early Saturday morning. He went back to his hotel room to get. There was a report that he went to get $10,000 for a strip club, and he got into it with his fiance, who's there. They've been together for 17 years. They have 3 children together. And apparently there was a physical altercation there. And one of Jones's daughters apparently asked the hotel people to call the cops, and he was arrested. He has been released. He has been released on an $8,000 bond, but he is due to appear in court on October 26th. So I'm not sure. He's arrested for misdemeanor battery domestic violence. I don't know what kind of discipline he might be facing from this, but it's pretty terrible. Yep. Crashing your car is one thing. Hitting your fiance, wife, whatever, is a whole other thing. That's a whole other thing. I mean, it's getting harder and harder to defend this guy in any kind of way. And at this point,
man, we went from 1 week where we were talking about him getting up to 275, getting ready to face anybody at the heavyweight division, going to the Hall of Fame, with his fights. I mean, this guy leads up, and then boom, there he is getting arrested again. I don't think he's going to get jail time. I think he's going to get some community service and some rehab treatment for domestic abuse and all this kind of bullshit. But the thing is that when is it going to end? Is this going to be one of those Netflix stories in years to come? I mean, the guy has kids. He's with them. He's obviously, man, out of control. And you know what I said? I said this way back with the twins. Remember when we had the twins on, and they knew Jon Jones because they knew him personally. They were with him. They were partying in Russia. And, man, they said shit that Jon Jones did. You could take it to the bank, but we had firsthand, information. And Jones was wild, man. He was skiing down hills like there was no tomorrow. And if you want to know what that means, I mean, pretty much it was doing the powder stuff big time.
Yeah, AJ, I don't think you have to spell it out for anybody. We understand what you're
but listen, but it doesn't stop, Dave. When is this guy going to stop? How much more can you do?
Never. What are you talking about?
Failed drug tests.
Never.
Strip titles. That's it, man.
Never.
That's what I fear. And we're never going to see this guy fight in heavyweight if he gets... I don't know what's going to happen.
No, we will.
I don't know what's going to happen with this
guy.
we
will, because this is a misdemeanor. He's going to get off with a slap on a wrist. He might have to do community service again. This is Jon Jones. He always seems to escape without any serious consequences. This is just what happens.
Doesn't make sense.
And Dana White was asked about it, and he's like, yeah, we'll see what happens. Let it handle itself out in court, and then we might bring him back if whatever. So, the UFC is willing to bring this guy back time and time again, no matter what infraction. They're willing to bring this guy back because there's money in him, because he's one of the best fighters out there. Unfortunately, he keeps doing horrible things. It gets worse and worse every time. Just when you think, maybe he's going to figure it out and get himself together, he just won't. And he's 34 years old at this point. There's no more excuses. It's over. It's over. But the UFC will 100% bring him back. 100%. They will bring him back.
Listen.
And he will... he might even fight for the heavyweight championship. He might fight for the belt when he does come back. I don't know. I don't know what you do with this guy.
He's been arrested, Dave, 4 times since 2012. 4 times. On top of, like I said, failed drug tests, strip titles. I mean, this guy keeps going. And yet, he hasn't fought in a long time now. And the thing is that is there going to be a lot of fans that were on Jones' side? Do they really, what's going to happen? He's the heel now, man. And a lot of people probably want to see him come down. I don't think he has, personally, what it takes to be in the heavyweight division. There's no way he's going to be able to fight a guy like Cyril Gane that I think is going to knock him silly. Knock him out big time. He won't be able to go against a Francis Ngannou. He won't even be able to go up against a Curtis Blades, as we saw last week. There's no way. And you know what? You can say what you want, but Curtis Blades is gonna slam him, man, like a flounder out of water, man. He's just gonna be smacking him. There's nobody there that can challenge him. In my opinion,
you say that.
I know, man. I'm telling you. I'm putting my money down because AJ was 5 for 5 last week.
Yeah, but how many Jon Jones fights have you picked against him?
All of them.
Yeah. And how did that go for you?
Except for one.
Not too good.
Except for one.
Good. Yeah. But generally you pick against Jon Jones, so your opinion on this fight, you know what I mean? What if he doesn't, though? What if he wins? I think that's the problem. Patrick C. Hamilton dropped super chat. Thank you, Patrick. 777. Patrick says, time to put the bones away. He's had enough. But, you can say, oh, he doesn't have what it takes to come up to heavyweight, and this guy beat him, and that guy would beat him. You can't forget that he is Jon Jones. He is one of the best ever. He is undefeated, and he has taken over a year to bulk up, to become much bigger. And he's older now, and at 34 years old, if he does weigh in at 265, 270 pounds, and he's put on the weight the right way, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that he can beat a Francis Ngannou, a Cyril Gane, a Curtis Blades, whoever you put in front of him, because he's very good at MMA fighting. Like, let's not pretend that Jon Jones sucks at fighting. He wins all of his fights. He's very fucking good. He might be the best ever. That's kind of the problem. You would like to see him put away. I would like to see him put away, because at this point, if somebody beats him up and maybe somebody else beats him up, the UFC will just be like, all right, we'll cut him because the Jon Jones experience is over. The career is done. At a certain point, the wheels will fall off. He's not taking care of himself. The wheels may have fallen off at this point. He may no longer be effective as a mixed martial artist next time he steps into the cage. But we don't know that. And for you to come out and say, well, this is not going to happen and there's no way. Look, he's still going to get the fights, and the odds are still going to be close. He might even be favored because he's Jon Jones and he's undefeated. Time away from the cage, whatever. He's still Jon Jones. He's still only 34 years old. He's still a very talented mixed martial artist. So I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility that he comes in and he beats whoever the heavyweight champion is, because he's very good. And then you're in a really tough position where it's like, God damn, you're just throwing another accolade on this tremendously terrible human being. And Dana White even said, Dave? We know, Jon Jones is always like this. Every time he's in Vegas, it's always a mess. We try to get him in and out as quickly as possible because he can't help himself.
Sad, man.
It's fucking pathetic.
It's sad, man. It's pathetic, man.
But he's good at fighting, man. He is good at fighting. It's not out of the realm of possibility that he beats one of these guys.
And it's funny that you say that it's the same Jon Jones. And I keep hearing, Daniel Cormier saying, Jones is only going to change when it's too late. I keep hearing that, and he's absolutely right, because it's the same Jon Jones, the same bullshit. But, he's got to get his act together. You can blame it on alcohol, whatever. Obviously, drugs is a big factor, and to be honest, I think that's the biggest thing, his biggest demon. The guy needs treatment. And if he doesn't get treatment, he's supposed to be trading for 275, and he's going on blowouts like this. Tell me, honestly, he's fighting next month. Do you think there's anybody that he could beat of the guys I mentioned? No. There's no way. There's no way, man.
Why not?
There's no way.
Why?
There's no way, man. He just doesn't have it in him. He doesn't have it in him.
How do you
know? Got away with this shit at light heavyweight.
You told me this when he fought fucking Anthony Smith and Thiago Santos and all those other guys you said that would beat him. You told me this bullshit before, AJ. I don't believe you.
Listen, Thiago Santos was a split decision with two busted knees. Imagine if his two knees were actually intact, what would have happened? That's all I'm saying, is that Anthony Smith came, okay, not the best, but you know what? He's still fighting Anthony Smith. He's still there. He's still training. Jon Jones is not. He's going up to 275 to fight who? Who? The Michelin tire man? There's nobody out there that's getting him to fight anyone. Who? He's going to fight Cyril Gane? He's
the winner of Cyril and Francis.
Ngannou? Either or, man, it's a bad night. That's what it's going to come down to. And you know what? Not to take away, I'd like to see Jon Jones, man, at 275, ripped, ready to go, and not putting on these shenanigans like he's been doing since 2012, dude. And that's not including all the rest of the shit that he's got away with. And that's the shame about it. We see this a lot of times, through, professional athletes that start so young and become, champions at an early age. We've seen this time and time again, and it's too bad, man. And not taken away, because when I look at a real champion that was young, that really, from the beginning to the end, there's one guy, and that's Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, man, he was the youngest champion, and he died the greatest champion. And there's no doubt about it. And that's what's a shame, because Jon Jones is not respecting himself or the art, or his fans, or the organization that's giving him a lot of money. And you know what? I've seen Jon Jones do some really nice things. I've seen him reach out to his fans and do super nice things. The guy's not a bad guy, probably deep down inside. But those demons that he has need to be fixed. And once they're fixed, Jon Jones could come back before it's too late. And I'm telling you, I hope it's not right what Daniel Cormier says. Because you know what? He's heading down that path. And it's too bad. Because I might go against him. But the truth of the matter is, he is one of the greatest fighters. And he probably is a great guy. You know? Sorry, Dave. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, alcohol is a common theme with all of Jon Jones's issues. Every time he gets in trouble, he's drinking. Every time.
But I think it's more than alcohol. I think alcohol is like the sidekick to...
I don't know.
Other stuff.
Seems like he starts to drink and he goes crazy. Every single time he's in trouble, it's an alcohol-related thing. He's out partying. He does crazy shit. Like, it's always because he drinks. He should stop drinking. See how that works for him.
I think you're right. But I think drinking leads to other stuff where it gets heavier and heavier. And I've seen a lot of these.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying
situations in my life
it
where
starts with drinking. So don't fucking drink. Like, how hard is that, man? Figure it out. Drink when your career's done. But right now, he's fucking ruining his career. Angelo wants to know if I'm joking. I don't know what he thinks I'm joking about. You think I'm joking about Jon Jones winning a fight? Like, why? I don't understand why you guys think it's out of the realm of possibility for Jon Jones to win his next fight when he's been undefeated his entire career, decimating every fucking man that stepped in front of him. Why? Because they're bigger?
No, you're right.
He's bigger too. Like, it's not crazy for me to think that Jon Jones is going to win his next fight. He's Jon Jones. And it's definitely not crazy to think that he's going to get a fight still against the winner of Cyril and Francis, because Dana is in the camp that, whatever happens legally, we'll see, and maybe they'll be able to get him back sometime in 2022, first half, and have him fight. It's possible.
Jon Jones made a statement. Did you see a statement that he put out? Have you seen it?
Working to get better, made mistakes.
Yeah, I have way too much trauma to consume alcohol, Jones wrote. My brain simply can't handle it anymore. I will leave alcohol in my past forever. Now is the time to work harder than ever. Turn this nightmare into the best thing to ever happen in my life. What the devil means for bad, God means for good. Get right back on my horse. No, dude. You know what? Screw the horse. Screw the fucking picograms. You need spiritual and psychological help. You need to be locked away for a bit of time other than training in the gym. He needs to go to a rehab center. If not, this man is going down a spirally slope, and it's going to be too late. I'm telling you, man, this guy needs more than that. I got to get back on the horse shit. We've heard that all time and time again, man.
No wonder you're defending Joe Rogan so hard. Here's another non-medical professional giving medical advice. This is what Jon Jones needs to do. Dr. AJ over here, fucking from the school of Dr. Drew. What the hell's going on with you? He should go to celebrity rehab with Dr. Drew. That'll work.
Maybe he's a doctor.
That always works.
I don't know.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, shit, I just dropped my laptop. No, Dave, I'm just, honestly, man, dude, it's more than, he needs help, man. I'm telling you, he needs help. We said this like years ago. Remember when with the accident and everything, we were like, the guy needs help. Has he got that help? I mean, we had a debate where we're like, maybe Dana White has to come in and help this guy. And we're
at this point, I don't know. He's just got to he's got to show he's got to let his actions speak for him. His words mean UFC, absolutely nothing. Of course, he's a huge investment until he loses. Angelo dropping a super chat. Angelo Contagonis says he's going into a different weight division. No chance he beats any of those guys. So Angelo is firmly in the camp, just like AJ, believing that Jon Jones cannot compete at heavyweight. I'm not too sure. I would have to take a wait-and-see approach on what Jones actually looks like standing toe-to-toe to a Francis Ngannou or a Cyril Gane. I think, a heavyweight Jon Jones, a guy who's big and has put on the weight, could be interesting against one of those UFC heavyweights. And for a very long time, that was the prevailing opinion in MMA. But because of Jon Jones taking time off, I feel like a lot of people forget over time when you haven't fought. They kind of forget how great you are. But Maybe he needs to remind people. Unfortunately, he keeps fucking up, so we're not going to get that reminder. Jon Jones, in the words of a great champion, Daniel Cormier, Jon Jones, get your shit together. We're waiting for you.
Well said, Dave.
So we've got UFC Thiago Santos versus Johnny Walker coming up on Saturday night. And the favorite here, who is favorite in this main event? It is Thiago Santos. I'm seeing a slight favorite. What is Bet99 giving him? Go to bet99.com, by the way. Bet with us. Take advantage of that matching deposit of up to $600 when you use that promo code Ringside. Get the bonus. Use the promo code Ringside over at bet99.com. And they have this fight. Oh, man, they got so many fights here.
Don't forget to mention something, bud.
What?
If you're going to bet on bet99.com and you would have bet with Team AJ last week, you would have made some coin. Dave, come on, say it, bud. You're talking bet99. 5-fight parlay, bud. 5-fight came in the house. So if you went with AJ last week, you made money. But at least we bring you money. If it's not me, it's Dave. If it's not Dave, it's Freddie. And if it's not any one of us, it's what's the cat's name again? Pearl?
I don't know.
The cat is pretty lucky every once in a while. But, yeah, man, this Santos Johnny Walker, man. Johnny Walker, remember when he came in? What did I say? This guy's going to be the greatest fighter, light heavyweight. He's awesome.
Yeah,
he's
awesome. Talked a lot of shit.
He is awesome. I did
Santos,
talk a lot of shit about
minus
him.
163, the favorite. Walker plus 133. The underdog here. You were very high on Johnny Walker. Thiago Santos has lost 3 in a row. Alexander Rakic by decision in his last fight. Submission to Glover Teixeira. And before that, he lost to who, AJ? Who beat him before that? Jon Jones.
Split decision, man. Split decision with 2 missing knees, man. Let's be honest, Dave.
You got to be crazy.
2 missing knees.
Yeah, Jon Jones was the one who took them out. All right.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. He continued fighting, man, with no knees, man.
It matters.
Diaz didn't continue last week. No, but Santos did. Just saying, man. Just saying.
Johnny Walker coming off a win knockout over Ryan Spann last September. It's been quite a while since we've seen Johnny Walker. He's had a few injuries. He had COVID-19 as well. So it's been over a year now since we've seen Johnny Walker compete. He is back. Interesting fight here. Walker, I feel, is still improving, still on the come-up. 29 years of age, still very young. I think Thiago Santos, we've probably seen the best version of Thiago Santos. I'm just not sure who comes out on top in this one. This is a tough one to call. I think Thiago Santos, yeah, but he's really tough to put away. He's tough to finish. He's been knocked out a few times, but not really at light heavyweight.
But look at like the stats of these guys. When you look at that, 37 years old to 29 years old, Johnny Walker. But if you look at like the height difference, you got Johnny Walker at 6'6", and you got Santos at 6'2". The thing that really strikes is the reach. Johnny Walker has a 6-inch reach, man. And when Johnny comes heavy, which you know he's gonna come out like on fire. He's gonna come out to knock this guy out as the bell hits. This is the thing with Johnny Walker. He's, if this was a younger Santos, and really a really healthy Santos, kind of Santos that fought Jon Jones, I'd be like, man, I think Santos is gonna beat Johnny Walker. But I think age, reach, and really the fact that he's had more wins in his last 4 fights than Santos has. And I think you're right. I think Santos had reached his peak, and I don't think he's going to do much against Johnny. He'll try to throw those kicks. He'll try to do everything he can, but, man, it's that 6-inch reach that's going to make a difference. If he's outside on the pocket, man, Johnny Walker's going to take him apart.
This is a tough one to call. This is tough.
It's tough.
See you're going with Johnny Walker. You think he knocks him out?
I'm going with John. You know what? Like I was looking at other like reports and whatnot. It's like, Santos is going to knock out Johnny Walker, and I think, man, to knock out Johnny Walker, with that 6-inch reach is going to be really hard. Unless he gets him to the ground with a heavy kick and whatever, and then just grounds and pounds him. But I really think that Johnny Walker is going to knock out Santos.
I'm going the other way. I'm going with Thiago Santos.
Wow.
I think Santos pulls it off. I think he's got a better chin than Johnny Walker.
That you might have, you might be right on that.
I think he's better taking a punch. And Johnny Walker hasn't really beat anybody that high level in the UFC. Thiago Santos has beat the current world champion Jan Blachowicz, knocked him out. Who's Johnny Walker really
impressive.
beat?
Misha?
Yeah, but
Zurkanov by KO. Ryan Spann by KO.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what the problem with Johnny was? I'm telling you.
Those are good. They're good, but it's not like Thiago Santos' record. Like, look at the guys he's beat. Jan Blachowicz, Anthony Smith, Jack Hermanson. He's beat some really good guys. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Thiago Santos. I feel like Thiago Santos has faced a higher level of competition.
I agree with you on that. But I'm telling you, Johnny's biggest downfall was his celebration dance. And ever since that happened, that he separated his shoulder, it kind of like there was something not the same with Walker, since. I mean, he did that super worm that snapped his arm in half, their shoulder. And that was the end of it. But he's on that 2-2 right now in his last 4 fights. I seen him like in videos and training and whatnot. He looks good, but there's one thing that you say that worries me the most is that it's his jaw. And you're right, man. If Santos connects really good, Johnny's going to sleep. But who knows, man? Maybe it was just, I don't know. Maybe it was that lucky punch that knocked him out and his jaw is not as glass as we think. But it's that 6-inch reach that makes the difference. And I think, youth at 29, is going to win this fight for him. And Johnny's aggressive, man. When Johnny comes out, he comes out to for a war right off the bat.
All right. AJ, off his 5-0 week last week, giving you Johnny Walker in the main event. Slight underdog at Bet99 plus 133. I'm going to go with Thiago Santos minus 163, the favorite. A pretty decent card here. We've got Kevin Holland taking on Kyle Daukaus. Holland, 28 years old, has lost a couple in a row to some good guys. Derek Brunson and Marvin Vettori back-to-back. You know what you got to do to Kevin Holland to beat him. You take him down. You out-wrestle him. And I think that's what Kyle Daukaus is going to try and do here. Daukaus has not faced the level of competition that Holland has, but he's got 8 of his wins by submission, so he's definitely a guy that likes to take you down and use his jiu-jitsu. So interesting fight here between the kind of newcomer Daukaus and the more well-known Kevin Holland. Holland minus 172, the favorite. Daukaus plus 140, the underdog. Daukaus has lost twice, but both by decision. Never been finished in his MMA career.
And you said something, David, and you're right, man. The biggest Achilles for Holland is his wrestling, his grappling game. It was terrible. But the only thing that he's done to improve it is that he's been training with Daniel Cormier. So is that hearing that makes me have a lot more confidence in Holland and his abilities, because his striking abilities he's up there, man. If he had a great ground game, he'd be we wouldn't even be talking about this guy. He's going for the title. But his grappling game is so bad that he went and he got Daniel Cormier now. Daniel Cormier is the best, man. When it comes to that game, if Daniel Cormier can fix that hole, this guy is going to be unbelievable. And he's going up against a really good, newer generation grappler, man, that has everything going for him. And like you said, he hasn't been taken out. This is a tough call, man. This is a tough fight. It really comes down to how improved his grappling is and his takedown defense is. If Cormier was able to fix that hole, man, this win is going to Holland. And to be honest, knowing that he went with Cormier gives me more confidence in going with Holland.
I'm going to go the other way.
Just because of Cormier.
I'm going with Daukaus because I don't think that Cormier has actually done a lot of work with Kevin Holland. I think Kevin Holland maybe showed up a couple of times, but I don't think Kevin Holland's really putting in the work because I don't think he's that serious. He does not give the impression of a guy that's that serious about winning right now. He wants to put on a show. He wants to get big fights. He wants to be well known. He wants to make money, but I don't know how badly he wants to win. I'm not impressed with Kevin Holland. I'm a little disappointed in him. I'm going to go the other way. I'm going with Kyle Daukaus in the co-main event. We got Alex the Cowboy Oliveira against Nico Price. Another solid fight on this card. Nico Price 14-5 as a pro. Oliveira 22-10. Bet99 has Price minus 175, the favorite. Oliveira plus 140. I got Nico Price in this fight as well. I like Nico Price.
I'm going with you. Yeah, he's a better striker. He has heavier hands. And I think he's going to go to distance because to take out Oliveira, I mean, he's going to come out to fight. I think this is going to be a win by decision, in my opinion, for Nico Price.
Yeah, I agree.
First one that we actually agreed on.
Yeah, there you go. Finally. What else do we have here on this card?
Aspen Ladd?
How about the Misha Cherkunov-Krzysztof Jotko fight? Cherkunov,
that's going to be good, man.
A plus 122, the underdog. Jotko minus 150, the favorite. Yeah. What do you think here?
Look, at 205, this guy didn't have a good chin. He's going down to 185. Do you think he's going to be able to do it against a guy like Jotko? No way, man. There's no way. I don't see that happening. Listen, he lost to Johnny Walker, you know. I'm going the other way, dude.
Yeah, I got Jotko.
Jotko for the win. Yeah.
Yeah, Cherkunov has struggled. Again. He struggled a lot. He's I don't know, he just doesn't he's had some problems. He started in the UFC really well, and over the past few years he's had trouble putting some wins together. I think he actually loses here to Jotko by decision. Aspen Ladd taking on Macy Chiasson. This is a really good women's bantamweight fight. Ladd, a heavy favorite here, minus 275. Chiasson plus 220. The underdog. I don't know, man. Macy is a live underdog here. She's really dangerous.
But with Aspen Ladd's like her wrestling and striking abilities, man, like the way she's able to mix things up, man, I don't see that going anywhere else other than a win, man.
Yeah.
Aspen Ladd's going to win this.
Interesting fight, though. I think this will be a tough fight. I think this probably goes the distance. I'm going to go with Aspen Ladd, too, but...
Whoa, again we went.
Interesting
it's
fight
only the first
here.
Two fights.
Yeah. What else do we have here on the prelim card? I don't know. Some stuff. Antonina Shevchenko, Valentina's sisters, fighting against Casey O'Neill. I got Casey O'Neill in that fight. Minus 225, the favorite. I think she pulls that one off against Antonina. Not quite. Casey O'Neill's really good, too. She's undefeated. Antonina, not quite the fighter her sister is. But who is, right? Who is? Let's do some parlays, AJ. Let me give you Dave's parlay. I've got a big one.
Let's hear it, man.
I've got a big one. All right? I'm going with... Let's see it. There we go. There's Dave's parlay. Boom. I got Casey O'Neill, minus 225. Krzysztof Jotko, minus 150. Kyle Daukaus, plus 140. And Thiago Santos, minus 163. We got 4 fights. $20 gets you 186.67 over at bet99.com. Team Dave. Use that promo code Ringside.
How much, Dave?
20 gets you
for how much?
186.67.
That's a good one. That's not bad. Not bad.
What do you got for me?
With Team AJ, I'm going to go with the 5-fight parlay, man. And I'm going with Johnny Walker on this one.
Yeah.
I'm going to be going with Kevin Holland for the win. And I think Kevin Holland's is gonna knock this guy out if you want to go with like an extra bet on that. But, yeah, my next one obviously is Nico Price, which we agreed on. I'm going to go with Jotko for the win as well. And then I'm going with the win for Aspen Ladd. So that's it for my 5-fight parlay. And what is it paying?
Here we go. There's AJ's parlay. He's got Johnny Walker. He's got Kevin Holland by KO, plus 214. Nico Price minus 175. Krzysztof Jotko minus 150. And Aspen Ladd minus 275. $20 gets you 523.89.
What?
AJ, you got to bet this parlay, man. You got to actually put some money down once in a while.
I think this is going to come out, man.
It might.
Listen, last week it came out, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm going to have a good run. This is it, man. This is the year of AJ. I want people to win. Dude, that's not a...
That is AJ's parlay. Walker, Holland by knockout, Nico Price, Jotko, and Aspen Ladd, 20 for 523. Pretty good.
Bet99 is going to pay, man.
Bet99.com.
Code Ringside.
Yep.
Don't forget the Ringside. Support the Ringside team, man, and you get perks with using that code, and hopefully you win, man. You know what? Do a double parlay. Take Dave's pick, take my picks, and hopefully like one of them come out.
Not bad.
Or at least the last three. If you just want to go with the 3-fight parlay and just go with Nico Price, Jotko, and Aspen Ladd, I think that's gonna pay. Like I think that should come out. It's just, Holland and, Santos, Johnny Walker, man. Yeah, you're right. It could go either or, but I really feel that Johnny Walker's like reach and height and his aggressiveness and the fact that he's much, much younger. Kevin Holland, man, just the fact that he's training with Cormier gives me a lot more confidence in his grappling and takedown defense. And if he's able to open up, man, this guy, like, who could match this guy with his striking ability? So that's it, man. That's why I'm going with that pick, and that's a pretty good payoff, man, for $20. Damn.
AJ feeling very confident after getting a parlay correct last weekend. I don't know if it's going to keep going for you, AJ.
We had a good time,
somebody
man.
asked me what your jersey is. What is that jersey you're wearing?
Oh, this is the national team for Colombia. Colombia.
Supporting Jon Jones with that jersey.
That's right, man. Jon Jones.
Yeah.
Picogram. Colombia. Yeah, listen, man. Colombia's a beautiful place.
Chris Daukaus, Kyle Daukaus' brother, apparently going to fight Derek Lewis on December 18th, according to ESPN. And Dan Hooker jumping right back into the mix after scoring a victory this past weekend at UFC 266. He's going to be fighting Islam Makhachev at UFC 267 in Abu Dhabi, which will take place on the 30th of October, UFC 267. That according to ESPN as well.
Dave, I already know what you're going with. There's no doubt about it. You're going with Islam.
Of course, always. Forever.
You know what? I gotta give it to Hooker. He did well. Yeah, he's the best, man. And I gotta give it to Hooker. At least he's coming right back. He's getting another good money fight. He's gonna be fighting in Abu Dhabi,
You're fighting Islam in Abu Dhabi. It's over for you.
99.9. Yeah, 99.9% of the fans are gonna want to see you lose, man. He's just being like a worm on a hook, man. He's going to be laid out, and it's too bad. Hooker's doing well, but
yeah,
it's not a fight that I'd want to take, man.
It's part of Islam's rise to the top. It's only a matter of time before Islam Makhachev takes the throne at 155 pounds. Matter of time. Matter of time. Conor McGregor got the keys to Miami, a city that he was once arrested in. Congratulations to Conor getting the key to the city.
It's amazing, man. Only Conor could pull off this shit. Think about it. This guy got arrested in the same city that's giving him the keys. Now he has the keys to Miami. Think about it. Conor McGregor, man. This guy, I can't wait till they make the final movie of Conor, man, and we'll see it in a couple of decades from now. And just to reminisce, the start of Conor to the things that he pulled off that no one else can pull off. And people just love him, man. I mean, no matter where he goes, he can throw a baseball that flies off target and hits the poor a popcorn guy seller up on the rafters, to where he this guy can do the craziest shit. But man, people love him, no matter what. People love him, and I really think we were talking about it on our pay-per-view watch-along. It's just a matter of time before Conor ends up fighting someone like Jake Paul, because this is the type of thing that Conor is going to end his career with. This is where he's going. He's a showman, man. He's an entertainment guy. I mean, he went to the what was it that it wasn't the Oscars? What the hell was it that he went to when he threw
MTV Video Music Awards?
Yeah, Man, think about it. Conor was the biggest name at the MTV thing. Machine Gun Kelly, which I know that you keep talking about that guy, but the only reason why I know Machine Gun Kelly now is because Conor tried to kill him or got into a spat with him at this awards. I mean, that's the thing with Conor, man. He's always the front face or the front name to anything that he touches, man. Right now in Miami, he's got the keys. It's awesome.
I wonder who
Only
presents
Conor
the
could pull off
keys
this
to
shit.
Miami. Is it Rick Ross
The
that gives
mayor.
you the keys?
Yeah, it's the mayor. Yeah, it's actually, I had it right
Rick
here.
Ross?
What is it?
Ricky Rose? Do you know who Rick Ross is? When I say Rick Ross, you know who that is?
No, it was Mayor Suarez. Rick Ross. Why does that sound familiar?
You know Rick Ross. You know Rick Ross. Everybody knows Rick Ross.
Tell me, Dave, man, inform me.
Nah,
keep
don't
me
worry
handy.
about it. No, you'll
Come on,
Google
I'm
him
checking
and
it out. I'm gonna
you'll
Google
Google him and you'll get the wrong Rick Ross. You'll get like the drug dealer and not the rapper. Although maybe Rick Ross, the rapper, is also a drug dealer. Who knows? Who knows? He definitely
I
talks
got him.
about
Yeah,
dealing
yeah, yeah.
drugs. I don't know if
Rick
he
Ross
actually does.
What's this? Rick Ross agrees to pay baby mama child support. Is it this guy? Rick Ross to pay $11,000 a month in child support.
I feel like
Are we
Big
talking about the same
Meech.
guy?
Larry Hoover. Oh. God! Rizzo!
What happened?
Rizzo just hit a solo home run to tie the ball game. 2-2 Yankees, Blue Jays top 6. Rizzo! I'm watching the game in front of me right now.
Are you?
Let's
Yankees
go!
fan.
Let's go, Rizzo! Woo! Tie game.
Listen,
There you go, Anthony Rizzo.
you're not a Blue Jays fan?
No. I'm not a Blue Jays fan. At all. At all. Go Yankees.
Columbia!
I don't
Listen,
like
I just
anybody in the AL East except for the Yankees. Nobody.
You know,
Bellator
Okay, go ahead.
267
You're allowed
MVP versus Douglas Lima is tomorrow night. That's pretty cool. MVP there, that guy Michael Venom Page, he's going to be fighting Douglas Lima in a rematch.
we'll be watching it. We'll be able to watch it here in Canada for free again, I imagine.
Yes. Lima won the first fight by knockout a couple years ago, and they're doing the rematch here in Wembley Arena. So that's going to be in England. I got Lima. I mean, how could you not go with Douglas Lima? The guy's a monster. He's so good. What are the odds on that fight?
he's
They
amazing.
should be. Lima should be a. Wow. It's like a pick'em.
What is it?
It's like pick'em.
Yeah, it is a pick'em. What the hell, man?
I'm seeing minus 110 on either side. What the fuck? Well, what are we missing here? Why is that a pick'em? Lima won the first fight, knocked him out, finished him. TKO.
I'm trying to figure out here.
What's the
Just
story
because
here?
Michael Page has lost one. He's 19-1.
Oh, Bet99.
Douglas
Bet99 has Douglas Lima plus 105. Michael Page minus 125. What? Oh, Aaron Judge! All rise! Home run! Aaron Judge! 3-2 Yankees! Second of the game for Aaron Judge. Second of the game. Second 400-plus foot home run. All motherfucking rise! Yes! Go Yankees!
David, I guess
Aaron
you're
Judge,
happy, eh?
baby.
I would
Woo!
have never guessed, man.
Woo!
Man, yeah. So tomorrow night we're gonna be able to see the fight for free. This is awesome. So guys,
it
that are
at
listening
night,
in the
though?
States, man.
Is it at night?
It's,
Isn't it
starting,
in the afternoon? Because it's in England, right?
No. What?
It's in England, bro. Don't you
Don't give a
understand
shit to me.
time changes and stuff?
Damn it.
Time
it is.
zones?
Yeah, I
Silly
missed the whole thing.
It's going to be on in the afternoon,
That's
man.
okay, bud.
What time does
It's
it
all right.
start?
I'll be able to watch it at work.
What time does it start? Tell me, man. Tell me.
It's not saying. That's a crazy thing here. Wait a sec.
Motherfucker.
Here we go. Wait a second. Matt, do you get it that tomorrow's already October 1st? What the fuck?
I mean, I'm aware.
It's already October 1st.
Yeah. Main card,
Showtime, 4
4
p.m. Eastern
p.m.
time.
4 p.m.
Wow. perfect. I'll be able to watch it, man.
Main card will be at 4 p.m. So the 5 fights on the main card. The Lima Page fight will probably be around, I'd say 5:30, 6 o'clock. 5:30, 6 o'clock, I'd say around then. So Douglas Lima,
Yep.
Michael Page tomorrow for Bellator 267. And Douglas
pretty
Lima
much-
is a slight underdog. I gotta go place a bet,
Yeah.
AJ. I have to go.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I mean, what?
Douglas Lima, I think, is going to take
Why?
it. But you know what?
Why is he the underdog? He's
Well,
so
because,
good.
Like, MVP only has one loss. That's
But
why.
it's to
I'm
Lima.
sure it's only...
It's to Lima. And,
Go
like,
figure.
Lima's lost a few fights to some people, but, like, Gegard Mousasi at middleweight, and then he lost to Yaroslav Amosov, who's, like, the new undefeated welterweight champion who's 26-0. He lost to a guy who was 25-0. And now he's fighting a guy that he already beat, Michael Page. He knocked him out with leg kick and punches in the second round of their fight in 2019. Yet, because he's lost 2 in a row now, Douglas Lima is the underdog.
Dave, listen to this.
Why?
Listen, the best part about all this is that if anybody wants to watch the fights in Canada, you simply go to YouTube, look for the Bellator page, and you'll watch the fight for free. Awesome. And you know what? Listen to this shit.
Awesome.
Guess what popped up on my page? Listen to this. Two things that popped up on my page right now.
I don't want to
Just
know.
like some news. No, you got to hear this, man. Number one, somebody's dissing my buddy, Luke Rockhold. And I picked him for the win. I'm still going to go with the win because I'm going to let it slip.
What?
But Holland starts roasting Luke Rockhold, saying that the guy is broken. That's the only reason he's coming back to fight. Yeah, Luke Rockhold sucks. Man, no respect for Luke, man.
Wow.
And then the other craziest shit is this. Not to like go like 360 here, but Joe Rogan has been officially dethroned as the #1 guy on Spotify by some gaming nerds called Banter with Snap and Carl Jacobs. So Joe Rogan is not #1 anymore. He's #2. Do you believe this shit?
I don't care.
Wow.
I don't know.
Breaking news,
I
man.
barely know what you're talking about.
Well, think about it.
No.
300 million for Joe Rogan. How much are these nerds getting, man?
Not thinking about
Not
anything
nerds
anymore.
anymore.
I'm done thinking about things for the night. It's over. I'm shutting it down. Oh! Oh! It's Glaber Day! Glaber Torres, 2-run home run. Yankees up 5-2. How you like that, Blue Jays? Suck it, Blue Jays! Your playoff dreams are over. Let's go! It's Glaber Day! Woohoo! Yeah!
Spoken like a true Canadian. Happy birthday,
Yankees
Freddie.
all day, every day.
Expos coming
Let's
back. Hey,
go.
listen, you guys owe me an
5-2.
apology.
5-2.
Remember when I was talking about the Expos?
Angelo,
The
where
Expos
you
are
at,
coming
man?
back, bud.
Angelo, where are you, man? Talking all that Jays shit. Angelo's real quiet on the chat now. What's up, Angelo? Let's go. It's all in fun, Angelo. He knows I'm messing around. But I am dead serious about the Yankees. Let's go! 5-2. Oh, there's a lot of home runs in one inning. Blue Jays should just give up. Just give up, Blue Jays. You suck. Woo-hoo.
Not as much as the FC
Oh.
Montreal sucked yesterday. I went to go see them. I sent you a picture of me and my little guy went to go watch the game.
The what?
Man. We
Oh,
went to go
the
see
Impact.
FC Impact.
The soccer
Or whatever,
team.
the FC Montreal. I still call them the Impact because you know what? It's this bullshit FC Montreal. They ruined the name. But anyways, like, what a great stadium. You know, that's one thing with Montreal. Like, the soccer stadium, the Saputo Stadium, beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's nice.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Good crowd, man. Fun crowd. It was awesome, man. Except they got a little expensive to buy, like, some food there, man. I don't know what the hell. It wasn't like the early days. But regardless, it was an exciting game. They got smacked pretty good. But, yeah. We need Canadian teams to start winning, Dave. That's why,
It's
man.
so
The
weird.
Blue Jays need to beat
It's so
the
weird to me
Yankees,
that
man.
people would pay to see like minor league soccer. Like, wow.
It's not minor league. It's professional, man. There's a lot of guys that are playing there that play for like international clubs as well. You know,
Nah,
think about it, man.
nah.
We had Drogba
But it's
on
not.
the Montreal Impact.
Yeah, I know. I went. That's the
You
one
know?
time I went to
You
see
know?
Drogba because he was cool. Everybody loves Drogba, but it's not like top level soccer. You know what I mean? It's not like
Whoa,
Premier
no,
League.
yeah, it's not like Manchester United or
Yeah.
Juventus or whatnot.
That's what I'm
There's
saying.
no doubt about it. But
So it's minor league.
It's getting better.
It's
Well,
not. I mean, it's professional, but like it's not like top level. It's kind of I mean,
it'd be like,
most
maybe
of the
like
players,
Serie B in Italy, you know.
right? Most of the players
got
that play in
Serie
this
A.
league would rather play in some top league in Europe, right? Pretty much all of
Well,
them.
some of them do, man. Some of them do play like for clubs they're brought up and whatnot.
Yeah,
And a lot
but
of
when
them
they
play,
come
like,
to the
in, like-
MLS, it's like because they're over the hill and like they can't compete anymore at top level.
Look, man, listen, man. Anything can happen down the road. Like somebody like Ronaldo coming to the MLS, that shit can happen. They might end up in LA, that's for sure, or maybe New York.
Yeah,
Messi,
because
I mean,
he's old.
these
That's
guys,
what I'm
when they-
saying. When they get
Yeah,
old, they come to
when
the
they come here-
MLS. It's like
Yeah,
when they're not
but
as
still,
good.
Wouldn't you like to see, man? You don't think I'd want to see Ronaldo play live? Holy shit!
But that's
man.
not the
You don't
point.
think I'd want to see Messi?
My
Just
point
watching
is,
Drogba play
it's
was amazing.
not the best in the world. It's
No,
not the best
no,
kind of
no.
soccer. It's the best available in Canada, but like,
Well, North America.
I'm not interested. I'm not interested in things that aren't the very best in the world, you know?
Well, look, I recommend it because it's super fun. It's competitive. It's not like Serie A or like the Premier League or any of that kind of stuff, you know, or any of the Spanish leagues, whatever. But you know what? It's exciting, and the sport will grow, man. That's how sports grow. Think about it.
Yeah, I'm not interested in growing the sport of soccer. I don't really give a shit. Angelo
Damn,
drops
Dave,
a
you're so
super
harsh
chat.
tonight.
What do I care about soccer? Angelo, I like baseball and fighting. I don't give a shit about soccer. Angelo says Jays will come back and win. Mark my words. Yeah,
Ooh,
Angelo.
fighting words.
Yeah, well, good luck, Angelo. It's 5-2. And Angelo also says the best league in the world is the English Premier League. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's just like MLS is so far beneath so many of these like top leagues in the world that I also don't care about, that it's just like astounding to me that people are big fans of this league, and I'm like, why? Why do you care? Why do you go? I don't know. It doesn't interest me, but hey, each his own. You can all enjoy yourselves however you want to do it, you know? However you want to do it. Some people could watch the Impact. Some people could be Blue Jays fans, you know? Whatever you want to do. Whatever floats your boat. Not everybody's going to be correct, you know? Not everybody's going to like the same things that I like. What are you going to do?
Blue Jays, Canadians.
What? I don't even know what you're trying
my
to say
brother's
there.
a big my brother's a big Yankees fan. Yeah, I was trying to say something else and it just kind of cut. I was gonna say my brother's a big Yankees fan. He goes like at least once a year to make his like trek to New York to go see like as many games as he can, like in a weekend or a week or whatever. So yeah, they're hardcore fans, man. Yankee fans are hardcore.
Damn right.
But so are Boston Red Sox fans, man. You know, hardcore fans.
Yeah, well,
I think Freddie's a Boston Red Sox fan. I'm just saying, Dave.
whatever.
And you know what? I called
Johnny
it. I
is.
said last week that you
Johnny
guys are.
is. I know that.
Johnny is a Red Sox fan. Wow.
Yeah. All right.
Big John. Good wrestling match last week, by the way. It was fantastic seeing Johnny wrestle.
Thank you, Angelo Contagonis. You are the Super Chat leader of the night. Johnny and I will be back tomorrow night for Wrestling Uncensored, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, right after SmackDown. Thank you to Patrick C. Hamilton as well, the OG, the original member. If you are not a member, what are you waiting for? Become a member of the team. Join. Go to join.ringsidereport.net or click that join button right beneath me if you're watching us here on YouTube. You can also like this video. I mean, at the very least, you can like. It costs you nothing. It helps us out with the algorithms and so on. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, do all the things. And that's it. I'll be back here tomorrow night for the post-SmackDown Wrestling Uncensored. We'll also be watching AEW Rampage, Bryan Danielson against Nick Jackson. Holy shit. Holy shit. And Jade Cargill in action against Thunder Rosa and Nyla Rose. Like, damn. Rampage is killing it tomorrow. They also have Orange Cassidy versus Jack Evans in hair versus hair. Somebody's going to get their head shaved tomorrow. Crazy. AJ, you and I should have a hair versus hair match, although I don't know what you have to put on the line. Your hat, maybe?
My chest hair.
Yeah, put that on the line. We'll wax
Don't mess with an Italian or Greeks like chest hair. Don't fool around with that.
We'll wax you live on the show. And if I lose, we'll just shave my head.
Listen, man, if it brings in the ratings, you know me, Dave. I'm game for that, man. I'm game for that. I was right. You know what? Yesterday, by the way, remember when I texted you and I said, Bet99 is all over like the Saputo Stadium. I'm like, they're all over. They're on the shirts. And I kept screaming to Noah. I'm like, scream, cold ringside! I would have ran on the field, Dave, if you would have paid me some good money.
I don't want you to do that. I'm not bailing you out of jail.
I would do it.
All right. I know you would.
Man? You're not going to stay in there long just for I would do it, dude. For the ratings. You know I've done crazier shit than that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, everybody, for supporting the channel. Thank you, Angelo. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you to all the members. Any other members I see here tonight in the chat? No, it's kind of quiet as far as the members. Shout out to Brooklyn Lizard as well. Headstrom Bacon. All our friends around the world, Lauren Cronish as well, out in Côte St. Luc. Thank you to everybody for supporting the channel. Blue Jays suck, Rays suck, Red Sox suck. Go Yankees all day, every day. Thank you.